Okay, usually you could never pay me to be in a polo and a little skirt like this, but if you're single and you want a rich dude, find a way to get your ass into the country clubs. It's literally a boys club. There's hot dudes, rich dudes walking around everywhere.
Why do women dress the way that they do? And is it reasonable for a boyfriend to be concerned about the way his girlfriend dresses? Welcome. If you are a woman and your husband or boyfriend or guy that you've been seeing has sent you this video, it's because he wants to have a conversation about how you dress in public. He knows that this can be a very touchy subject and he wants to use this video as a way of starting this conversation. Right now, I'm guessing that you're feeling angry or defensive, or maybe even scared. What is this video? What has he sent me? Is my boyfriend some kind of secret misogynist who wants to control me and tell me how to dress? No, it's not about that. He wants to have a discussion about how much skin you're going to show in public while being in a relationship with him. He wants to have a respectful discussion about how it makes him feel, but he fears that he doesn't have the perfect words to capture his thinking. Now, us men, we are biologically at a disadvantage. We're not hardwired to be as emotionally aware as you women. Women are innately better at this, and we also live in a culture that shames men for expressing their emotions. Those two factors combined, it's no wonder the man who sent you this video has difficulty talking about his feelings. He's scared to upset you, but he also doesn't want to censor himself. He wants to share with you how he feels. That's why he sent you this video. He wants to start a conversation and he hopes that you'll join him. So, onto the topic at hand. We're talking about a man who wants his girlfriend to dress more modestly in public while she's in a relationship with him. Show off a little bit less skin, less boobs, less legs. And hearing that, I imagine that immediately you're feeling defensive, just like this woman.
I have a tip for all you ladies out there who are going to parties, college, whatever, you're going out this weekend, you're dressing up. Do not, and I repeat, do not base your costume on whether your boyfriend is going to get mad at you or not. Wearing a costume that shows a lot of skin is not cheating on your boyfriend, okay? What the fuck? Wear whatever you want, and if he doesn't like it, he's insecure and you should dump his ass, okay? So enjoy your weekend, wear whatever you want, and have fun.
You can probably understand where she's coming from. Every time you hear a comment from him about the way that you're dressed, you feel judged. You feel like he's controlling you. You feel defensive. Those are normal, natural emotions. I do not blame you for feeling that way. If a man requests that you dress a certain way, you're going to feel like you're being controlled. And in a sense, you are. But let me ask you this question. Can you tell the difference between a man who likes exercising control and power over women? He likes asserting his superiority and putting you in your place. It's like a masculine dominance kind of thing. Versus a quality man who loves and values you and himself. And he's making a respectful request of you to alter your behavior out of consideration of his feelings. When this comes up in your life, can you tell the difference between these two things? I ask this because this topic comes up a lot in my Hey Hero requests, which is where men write to me asking for advice. And hearing the motivations and intentions of the men who write to me, what I see again and again is that when a boyfriend requests his girlfriend dress more modestly, it's very rarely because he's a sexist pig who enjoys controlling women. I know it might feel that way to you, but when you listen to the actual intentions of these men, you find that this request is coming from a place of emotional vulnerability. Their girlfriend dressing the way that she dresses makes them uncomfortable, distressed, but they don't know how to explain those reasons or talk through their emotions. But instead of expressing their vulnerability, they try and assert control over the situation as a way of managing those emotions. So that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to talk through some of those emotions, explain some of his reasoning so that you can better understand where he's coming from. If you're still watching at this point, then I applaud you. Thank you for having some curiosity and some compassion about the male experience, wanting to know what we think and how we feel. That's amazing. That's a great start. And I ask that you stay open-minded throughout the course of this video. Even if emotionally you feel reactive or defensive against some of the things that I'm talking about, please hear me out and do your best to try and stay objective and really hear what's actually being said. And the first thing that you should know is that if he's concerned about the way that you dress, that's a good sign that he's serious about you. Perhaps nobody's ever told you this about men, but did you know that we tend to split women into two categories? One category is women to be serious with. This is the kind of woman that you commit to, that you eventually marry and have children with. The other category are women who are just there for fun, a means of sexual gratification. If he's making comments about the way that you dress in public, that's usually a good sign that he's taking the relationship seriously and he sees you as a serious woman. If he was was just interested in casual hookups and he didn't see you as a woman worthy of anything more than just a bit of fun, then he wouldn't mind you dressing sexy or slutty in public, showing off a lot of skin, because he's not that invested in you. But once he's made that investment in his time, his emotions, his commitment, that means that he sees you as a serious woman. And at that point, something very important has happened. He drops his boundaries. He lets you into his world and he gifts you something that is incredibly precious to him. He gives to you the power to shape the ability of how others perceive him, particularly other men. You're not just a fling anymore, you are his girlfriend. You are now his partner, and in a very real and deep sense, how you are, your quality, reflects upon his quality. Now, perhaps as a woman, you don't understand how important it is to a man how he's viewed by other men. So let me explain to you that the degree to which other men admire your success, your competence, your values, your achievements, these all determine where you end up in the male hierarchy. Now, we men, we evolved for cooperation with war, with hunting, with building. We respect masculinity, we respect strength and leadership. For every man, your position in that male hierarchy matters. How other men feel about you matters. They've done numerous studies that show how other men feel about you really impacts your self-esteem as a man. And what he wants you to understand is that the way that you dress reflects upon him, and it reflects the way that other men perceive him.
What would you describe as being top 1% female?
A 1% woman would have to make her man look like somebody that other men are jealous of. If other men can still see your girlfriend naked, then less jealous of you.
Yeah.
She makes you look like an idiot and she makes herself look accessible. So without that loyalty factor, and loyalty doesn't just mean she's not sleeping with other men, loyalty also means she's not exposing herself to other men. Because before, you'd have to work to see a girl naked, really, really have to work for it. If she's allowing access to the rest of the society to see that, I do think it takes away her mystery.
She said so much in that clip, but did you hear her mention jealousy? Because that is a very interesting question to ask yourself. As his girlfriend, what kind of jealousy am I provoking in my boyfriend's friends? Am I provoking asexual jealousy? Do all of his friends look at me and think, damn, she's so hot, I'd really like to have sex with her, I'm so jealous of him that he gets to be the one to sleep with her? Or is it a different kind of jealousy? Do his friends think, wow, she is such a classy woman, she's smart, she's got good values, she loves him a lot, I hope that I can find a wife like that someday, I'm jealous of him because he's managed to attract such a good quality woman. Now, I'm sure that you can relate to this in your own relationship. You like it when the man that you're dating makes you look good to your friends. When you introduce your new boyfriend to your social circle and everybody can see that he's attractive, successful, socially intelligent, that reflects positively on you. That's normal, that's natural. The quality of the person that you're in a relationship with reflects upon your quality as a person. But it works in reverse too, because if your boyfriend's friends don't see you as a serious woman, somebody who they admire, the kind of woman that they would like to commit to, then they're going to look down upon your boyfriend. They're going to pity him, and that is an awful thing. No man wants to be pitied. But now you might be asking, what does the amount of skin that I'm showing have to do with my quality as a woman? If I go out on the street dressed like a beekeeper, or if I go out, showing off a bit of boobs, a bit of leg, having a bit of fun, what difference does it make? I'm still the same woman, right? Yeah, a lot of women think this way.
And if people want to call me a slut or say I look like a slut, it doesn't matter because I don't give a what people think about me, and you shouldn't care either.
Why do men view women as slutty when they're showing off a lot of skin in public? Are they threatened by a woman's power? Are they uncomfortable with the human body? Are they just sexually really repressed? What's the big deal? It's just boobs, it's just butt, it's all just skin, right? Wrong. Let me explain it to you. If a man squeezes a woman's shoulder very strongly and it hurts her, he can be charged with assault. If a man squeezes a woman's breasts and it hurts her, he will be charged with sexual assault. It's a different crime, it's far more serious. If your male boss is introducing you to people at a party and he's got his hand on your back, that might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. But if he has his hand on your butt, then you go straight to HR and start contacting lawyers about a lawsuit. Certain parts of the body are different. They are special because they are sexual. That's why we treat them differently, because sex is special. And in the context of your relationship, sex is special because it is the explicit act that separates you from being in a platonic friendship with this girl to being in a romantic relationship. He doesn't have sex with his friends. He only only has sex with you. Do you see, because of this, your body, your nudity, has incredibly special value to him. At a symbolic level, it symbolizes everything that you are. It is the physical manifestation of your being, your values, your personality, your emotions, your ambitions, all that you are, everything that he admires about you. He feels that admiration when he looks at your physical form. Now, everybody can see your face. That's not special. Everybody can see your body when it's covered in clothes, but only he gets to see you naked, and that makes him feel special. It makes him feel like he knows you in a way that nobody else does, and it makes him feel incredible. Now, let me ask you this. If you are a high-quality woman, which I assume you are because why else would he be dating you, do you understand how much hard work he had to put in order to be with a woman like yourself? A boy does not become a man automatically. Some grown men have the physical bodies of adult males, but inside they're still immature and irresponsible. They still have the mind and value system of a boy. You watching this right now, I bet you can think of a bunch of men that you know in your life who are like that. So you understand that a boy doesn't automatically become a man. He has to create that for himself. And you are not attracted to boy men, are you? No, you find a man desirable because of his developed and refined masculinity, his intelligence, his achievements, his maturity. But I want you to appreciate that that was not gifted to him. He had to really work hard to become that man. Dedicated self-improvement, hustle and grind. And a big part of his motivation to become this awesome version of himself was so that he could be with a woman like you. In the most positive and complimentary way that I can possibly say this, you are his reward. He worked really, really hard so that he could be with a woman like you. That's how awesome you are. You inspired him to do this journey. And when you undress in front of him, there is this beautiful synergy between his physical sexual desires for your body combining with the emotional admiration that he feels for the inner person that you are. And it all combines and merges together to give him an incredible feeling of joy and satisfaction. At that point, he feels pride, and that is a beautiful feeling for a man to have. He thinks, God damn, look at this amazing, beautiful woman that I respect so much. I am so proud of myself for all of the work that I've done to become the man that I am so I can attract a woman like you. This is my reward. I get to know you more intimately than any other man. Only I get to see you naked and have these sexual experiences with you. And now, sorry to do this, but to bring it back to earth, do you see how showing off a lot of skin in public and letting other men stare at your body in that way is going to make him feel cheated? He thinks, I thought I was the only man who knew you in this intimate way. I worked hard for years to attract a woman like you. But it turns out that any guy who hasn't put in the work that I have, any scumbag loser, can kind of see what I get to see. That's going to rob him of that feeling of pride that he's chasing. That's not what he wants. It's not what he's looking for.
Is there any reason why you're dressed so modestly instead of revealing like most women tend to do when they come out to Miami?
I mean, this is just my personal sense of style. I just think it's respectful to others and to my future partner and to myself to just cover myself up more. I know that I, take care of myself. I'm pretty athletic, but I don't need to have that on display.
Hopefully, you're starting to see where he's coming from. He doesn't want to control you. He values you. He views the connection that the two of you have as special, but it's difficult for him to really feel that if lots of other men get to see the same thing that he gets to see. Now, even though that sexual jealousy is typically much stronger for men than it is for women, I am sure that you can relate to this at least somewhat. Like if your boyfriend was always hanging out with a group of women and they're constantly like objectifying him and touching his body and encouraging him to wear like really sexy revealing outfits when he comes over to see them, that's going to make you uncomfortable, right? It's like, hey, stop that. Hands off my man. He's just for me. That's because his body and your unique exclusive access to it is part of what makes your relationship special. Or another example, you probably like it when your boyfriend spends money on you, pays for dinner, takes you on holidays, buys you gifts. But I'm guessing that it would make you feel a lot less special if he was to go around spending money on lots of different women. If every time a woman asked him, he just paid for her dinner. Or he was constantly buying flowers for every woman that he meets. Now, please understand, there's nothing to be ashamed about for feeling this way. There's nothing wrong with wanting a little bit of exclusivity. I'm your girlfriend. You should only be spending money on me. We have a special connection, and that's reinforced when certain activities are exclusive to just us. Exactly. And for him, it's the same thing. He doesn't want other men to have access to what he has. That reduces that feeling of specialness. I mean, you can call him insecure or controlling or any other kind of shaming words, but do you see? Actually, what it comes down to is he wants to feel close to you. He wants to have your relationship together be something that's special. But now let's go even deeper and talk about some of his fears, because one of the things that's probably scaring him is that if you feel like you need to show off a lot of skin in public and receive attention from other men, that's probably going to signal to him that you're not ready for a serious relationship. I hope that you can agree with me that it's no secret that women get a self-esteem boost when they receive admiration from men. It's nice to feel desirable. I'm sure that you've experienced this. You put on a cute outfit, your hair and makeup is on point, you go out and you get a lot of male attention, a lot of compliments, and it makes you feel good. But what he's hoping is that now you're in a relationship with him, he will be the source of that self-esteem. When he compliments your appearance, when he tells you that you're beautiful, that he can't wait to rip your clothes off because you're just so desirable, he's hoping that that's going to be enough. All of that attention that you used to get from lots of men, he's hoping it all gets concentrated on him and that that's going to satisfy you. It's fine to still have a self-esteem that's based on your appearance, on being a desirable woman, but he's hoping that it's all going to be coming from him.
All right, let's say you meet the guy that does all that. Like, he's willing to take you in and you basically be the woman to take care of everything.
Yeah.
Now, does he got complete control over you? Like saying like, all right, delete your Instagram. You can't be dressing all slutty out on the streets.
Here's my thing. I'm not gonna be dressing all slutty and like having Instagram. If I found the one and he gives me everything I need, he doesn't even have to ask me for that. I already did it.
I like this one.
You'll delete it?
Oh yeah, for sure, without him even having to ask.
This is what he wants, that his love, his admiration is going to be enough for you. Do you see how it's going to be worrying to him if, despite a good sex life and lots of compliments that he's giving you, making you feel desirable, if all of that is still not enough for you and he feels like you still need attention and validation from other men in order to feel good, it's going to sour his attraction to you because men are not attracted to women with low self-esteem. I know that we live in an era where we celebrate women dressing however they want. It's female empowerment. It's an expression of self-esteem when she shows off as much skin as she wants. And maybe you believe that, but here's the thing, he doesn't, because that does not track with his experience.
Girls only dress like that for male validation. No, it's for male manipulation.
His observed experience is that the easiest girls, the ones who have the lowest barrier to entry for sex, are the ones that dress the most slutty. They'll sleep with anyone because they have low standards and very little self-esteem. That's why they're acting so slutty, because they want to feel desirable. They want that self-esteem boost. They need it. This is the conclusion that men have reached, not so much from listening to what women say, but by watching their behavior. Check out the outfits that these women are wearing.
Women, sleep with who you want to sleep with. Do it however much you want to.
I f***ed 3 dudes in one night.
I went to a party. I had with 3 different guys in one night. I cheated on my boyfriend with the guy I told him not to worry about.
When men listen to stories like this of rampant promiscuous sex, of infidelity, and then they see the outfits that these women are wearing, where it's all boobs, all butt, heaps of skin, you understand these women do not give the impression of high self-esteem. It does not look like female empowerment to us. It looks like desperation. It looks like loneliness. We see that low self-esteem, we see the slutty behavior, and our mind makes the connection. And it's a big issue for men, because if you do have low self-esteem, his big concern is that you're going to try and fix that through male validation, sexual gratification. He's worried that because you need that self-esteem fix, one day you're going to cheat on him.
There's one secret you never told your ex.
I f***ed a lot of his friends. Sorry.
Damn. Any of his friends did you
I was cheating on him.
I cheated on you.
How many times?
Like 17.
Cheated.
I cheated on him.
There's one secret you never told your ex.
I f***ed his teammate.
What is one secret you never told your ex?
That I cheated like a bit of times.
Do you have some?
I mean, I cheated all the time.
How many times is all the time? Like, realistically?
Every time I got the chance.
Do you understand how terrifying this prospect is for a man? And again, did you see the way that these women are dressed? This is the connection that we make in our minds, that women who dress this way, who are chasing that male validation, they're the ones most likely to cheat on us. I am hoping that you can empathize with that you can relate to his fear of being cheated on. Even if you personally don't believe that there's a connection between showing off a lot of skin and being more likely to cheat, at least can you see that his intentions are good? He doesn't want to get cheated on. He's trying to protect himself. That's a relatable instinct, right? Like, you don't want to get cheated on. And I'm hoping that you can have compassion for all of the feelings that he's having. He has the desire to be close to you. He wants you to have high self-esteem. He wants for your connection to be special and for him to feel like all of the hard work that he did on himself to attract a woman like you was worth it. And maybe he hasn't said it right in the past. He said things like, you can't go out dressed like that, or you need to go and change. And he comes across as a controlling asshole. That sucks. I'm sorry that you went through that. You don't sense any vulnerability in him, just anger and judgment. And look, I don't know your man. I've never met him. Maybe he is a prick, but maybe, just maybe, he's scared. He's hurt. When he sees other men looking at you, it fills him with a pain that he can't quite explain. And he doesn't have the emotional tools or the vocabulary to discuss it with you. And so he's turned to YouTube and to this video specifically for help. And so what I'm asking of you right now is, please encourage him to talk. Please get him to open up, to express his emotions. Try and find out what he's feeling, what he's thinking, why he feels the way that he does. Try not to get defensive, but remain open and curious. Try and learn about this issue from his perspective. If you want me to put it a little bit more plainly, I can do that. Please don't make it about yourself.
Sorry, man, if you cannot understand that your girl is going to be wearing whatever the fuck she wants, you are the problem, not her.
She her own woman, you know what I mean? She can do whatever she wants.
Let's say she has on the hoochie shorts and her cheeks are hanging out, and you told her to change. Would that be a problem?
That would never happen.
It wouldn't be. If she's comfortable in it, then I'm comfortable, you know what I mean?
Man, if you guys have a problem with your girl dressing in hoochie shorts and a short tank top, that's a personal problem.
If you got a problem with it, you got trust issues. I'm sorry.
That right there is what I'm trying to avoid. That is shaming men for their emotions. We saw it in real time and the guy goes along with it. It's very sad. As a default, men are scared to open up. They're scared to be vulnerable. They're scared to be perceived as being weak. If you want your man to open up, to be vulnerable, to express his fears and say, baby, I'm feeling scared. When you do this, it makes me feel like this. You want him to say that instead of, you can't do this. Then please do not shame his emotions right out of the gate. Do not shut down and refuse to hear his perspective. Just because it makes you emotionally uncomfortable and a bit defensive when he brings up the topic of the clothes that you're wearing, please resist the temptation to use shame to just shut him down, because that's what's going to happen. The moment that you say something like, you have trust issues, you are insecure, you're controlling, he's just going to shut down. He's not going to share with you what he's feeling. That is not a good outcome, and it's that response from women that causes men to not share their emotions. So please, now that you've watched this video, have a conversation with your man. He sent you this video for a reason. He wants to talk. And you don't have to agree with everything that I've said in this video. Heck, he probably doesn't agree with everything that I've said, but it's a good conversation starter. And in that conversation, please give him space and encourage him to share his emotions. Do not shut him down or shame him. If you do that, then you will get your way, but you will have learned nothing. Now, for any men listening to this video who are planning on sending this to their girlfriend or to their wife, and they're thinking that this is going to be a great way to start this conversation, you might be asking, all right, so she's watched the video, but now what? How do we actually proceed with this conversation? The job's not done, Alexander. You've started the topic, but then how do I navigate that next part? Absolutely. It's a great question. And I give the answer, a full guide on how to have that post-conversation after you've watched the video in the full version of this video, which is available on my Patreon. If you're seriously considering showing this video to your girlfriend to start a conversation, you're going to want to see the full version. What I post here on YouTube, these are just the shortened, abridged versions of my videos. If you want to see the full versions of my videos, come over to Patreon.